Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, Hyundai announced the 2024 Sonata pricing information. So in this video, I want to cover all of the changes for the 2024 Sonata refresh to features, options, packaging, drivetrain, as well as that pricing information at the end of this video. So make sure to stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of information here and compare it to the 2023 as seen behind me, because there's definitely some big changes to the lineup. However, many things did stay the same. So starting with the big news for the Sonata refresh, and that is going to be the fact that it is now going to be available for the first time ever with all-wheel drive. Now, what's interesting about this is that its platform mate, the Kia K5, has been available with all-wheel drive since its introduction in its current generation. So several years the Kia K5 has had all-wheel drive. Now Hyundai is bringing all-wheel drive to the Sonata lineup. Now, what's even more interesting about that is the fact that the K5 has had all-wheel drive paired to the 1.6-liter turbo engine, where here in the Sonata, it's only going to be available with the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder. And in fact, the formerly available 1.6-liter turbo is not going to be available at all in the Sonata, as Hyundai is discontinuing that engine option for the lineup. So do keep that in mind. The Sonata is going to be available with all-wheel drive paired to that 2.5-liter four-cylinder, and is only going to be available on the base SEL trim for now, and not available in the N-Line or the hybrid options, which we'll touch on a little bit later in this video. So as I touched on, the 1.6-liter turbo is no longer going to be available in the Sonata that was formerly offered in the SEL Plus, as well as the top limited trim in its gas-only version, as those trim levels have also been discontinued by Hyundai. So the only three engine options are going to be that 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder, the 2.5-liter turbo in the N-Line, as well as the 2-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder in the hybrid, paired to that battery pack and, of course, the electric motor setup. Now, when it comes to that all-wheel drive system, Hyundai says it uses an electro-hydraulic system to control the all-wheel drive coupling for a quicker response and more precise control. It is going to be a front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive system. So that means it's primarily going to be a front-wheel drive, but of course can send power to the rear axle if needed in certain situations and certain drive modes. And in terms of drive modes, it's going to offer normal, smart, sport, custom, and snow drive modes, which should come in handy for many buyers out there. So next up, I want to cover the available trim levels in the 2024 Sonata, because there were several that were discontinued. So the 2024 Sonata will be available in SEL, SEL Convenience, N-Line, SEL Hybrid, as well as Limited Hybrid. And that means the base SE, SEL Plus, Limited in its gas-only engine option with that 1.6-liter turbo, and the Blue Hybrid have all been discontinued and are no longer available. So this really consolidates the lineup quite a bit, but at least the core trims and the core engine options are still going to be available for the 2024 refresh, which is nice, including the high-performance N-Line version, which actually is going to be one of the more powerful mid-size sedans that are currently available in the lineup, given many of the competitors are actually discontinuing their larger V6 engine options in favor of more fuel-efficient options for their sedans. So it's nice that Hyundai is still offering that 2.5-liter turbo for the time being, albeit still only with front-wheel drive. But again, as long as you put the appropriate tires on and drive it in an appropriate manner, front-wheel drive should get you around in the wintertime without much issue. So next up, I want to cover all of the changes to features and packaging for the 2024 model year. But first, I want to cover a lot of the features that are going to be standard across every single Sonata for 2024, given they did discontinue that base SE trim and made the SEL the standard entry-level model. So across every Sonata for this year, you're going to get dual LED projector headlights, LED daytime running lights, and LED tail lights. Forward collision avoidance assist with pedestrian and cyclist detection, blind spot collision warning with rear cross traffic avoidance assist, of course lane keeping assist, lane follow assist, high beam assist, smart cruise control with stop and go. You have 9 airbags total on the interior, hands-free smart trunk release, dual zone automatic climate control, heated front seats, 12.3-inch infotainment system, display audio with wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay across every single Sonata, no matter if it has navigation or not. Over-the-air software updates, BlueLink connected car services with BlueLink Plus, which is free for the lifetime of the first owner, as well as USB-C ports throughout the interior cabin for data as well as charging purposes. So you're going to have a ton of standard features across the board, no matter which Sonata you choose, which I think is a huge upgrade over the pre-refresh model that I'm currently sitting in. So now I want to move on to the trim-specific feature changes over the 2023 model year. So these are going to be trim-specific, both the features that it lost as well as the features that it gained. So starting with the base SEL, the only loss that I found is it loses navigation built in to the actual head unit, but does gain that wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is very nice. And in terms of the features that it gained the second row USB-C charging, over-the-air software updates, as well as, like I said, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay for the head unit. Now moving on to the SEL convenience, the only loss it has is the second row AC vents are no longer available in that package. You do have to step up to the N-Line or the Limited to get that. And in terms of features that the SEL convenience did gain, it gained 18-inch alloy wheels as well as the Digital Key 2.0 Premium, which is an even more enhanced version of the 2.0 that supports Android as well as iOS compatible devices. So nice to see the SEL convenience gains those. Moving on to the N-Line, I didn't find any features that it gained or lost versus the pre-refresh model. Of course, the N-Line will gain that more enhanced Digital Key 2.0 Premium, but in terms of the main features and options, really going to be very, very similar to that of the pre-refresh 2023 models. Moving over to the SEL Hybrid, it loses the Bose premium audio system as well as the built-in navigation for the head unit, but does gain that Digital Key 2.0 Premium versus the 2023 models. And then finally rounding it out with the Limited Hybrid, it loses nothing that I was able to find, as this is a fully loaded Sonata, but does gain fully powered trunk. So it is a motorized up-down powered trunk with a button on the back, as well as rear side window shades for the rear occupants. So this is a nice feature. Don't normally see it on sedans like this, but it does gain that. And really that's going to round out all of the changes in terms of the trim specific items. Now finally, to cover pricing changes over the 2023 model year. Now I've broken this down by the SEL front wheel drive and the SEL all wheel drive, and then of course all of the other trim levels are going to be listed side by side with the previous 2023 models. So starting with the SEL front wheel drive, you can see it actually went down $400 versus the previous generation, which is fantastic. You don't normally see price decreases, but the base SEL actually comes in a little bit less than that of the 2023 models. The SEL is, again, the only trim level offered with all-wheel drive. This is going to come in just over $30,000, including destination. SEL convenience went up about $500 or so over the 2023s. The N-Line went up about $100 or so. Again, really not a huge change there. The hybrid SEL actually went down $1,000. So again, nice to see that that vehicle is actually going to be cheaper than the pre-refresh models. And finally, the hybrid limited did see the largest increase out of the entire lineup at about $1,600 of increase. So a little bit disappointing that not only the limited went up the most out of the lineup, but it is a little bit unfortunate that it is only going to be available with the hybrid powertrain in case some people did like the gas only variant. But just note the hybrid limited did see the largest increase and now makes it the most expensive Sonata at just over $38,000, including destination. And quickly to cover the color availability for the refresh Sonata, there's going to be 8 exterior colors available and 3 interior color options, assuming you can get the hybrid limited. The SEL only has a black and gray, so 2 options for that one, and the N-Line only comes with 1 with the red and black interior. But the big changes to exterior colors is going to be Hampton Gray is no longer available. This was a very, very popular color, so interesting to see that Hyundai discontinued that for the Sonata. Transmission blue is new and also found on vehicles like the Ioniq 6. And there's also going to be a matte silver option only available on the N-Line for an additional cost. But outside of this, many of the same exterior colors that were available for 2023 are going to be carry over to 2024, including the Ultimate Red that I'm currently sitting in, which is a fantastic red from Hyundai, one of the best reds I think they've ever put out on their vehicles. And that's going to be continued into the 2024 models as well. But with all that information in mind, that's pretty much going to do it for all the 2024 model year changes here with the Hyundai Sonata. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and or found something helpful. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below. It greatly helps out the channel on these videos. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below about some of these changes, not only to features and packaging, but also the exterior styling and of course the pricing as well. I think the Sonata refresh looks absolutely fantastic based on the pictures. Of course, I have to wait to reserve final judgment until I see it in person. But I have to say I have more positive opinions based on the pictures than some of the other models. Let me know your thoughts about the refresh Sonata. Can't wait to get hands-on with it in person and showcase it and give you guys some more content on it, because I think, like I said, a lot of the aesthetic changes are very, very positive. A little bit unfortunate that they made the Limited a hybrid only trim, because I think there were some buyers out there that would have preferred the Limited be available as well in the gas only and the hybrid, which it once was. But of course, Hyundai did make that a hybrid only trim and really overall consolidated the trim lineup quite a bit. I don't think most of the changes are going to be bad, but I think that is probably the only small negative to some buyers out there. Although the competition, like I said, is actually getting rid of their naturally aspirated V6 engines and going to 4 cylinders or hybrid options only. So I think as a whole, Hyundai is definitely being very, very competitive in the midsize sedan segment. And again, offering all-wheel drive in the Sonata lineup for the first time is going to help it against some of the competition, which has had available all-wheel drive for several years now. But of course, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate the continued support here on the channel and hope to see you guys in the next one.